strict measures in place to avoid social gatherings on beaches. Tell us more.
That's right, and we do have a full team of reporters only out and about this Sunday to bring you the best coverage on this COVID-19 pandemic. One of them is in eThekwini, where the Metro has taken the drastic measures that Anli was telling you about to curb the spread of this new coronavirus. Swimming at all beaches has now been banned with immediate effect. That in response, as always, to that announcement by President Cyril Ramaphosa on restrictions imposed on public gatherings of no more than 100 people. Our reporter Tuba Vilane is in Durban, as I was telling you, with more on this. And Tuba, it's a much more quiet day on those beaches in Durban today compared to previous days.
Absolutely, Tembegile. It's very quiet here as compared to the other days, especially on the hot days like today. I mean, if you can, just after seconds, there was a police van that was passing here. You can see that the municipality is well prepared to ensure that people do adhere to the message. But it looks like police, they don't have much to do, because people who are coming here, they have understood the message, and they are able to abide by the decision that was taken by the eThekwini Municipality of banning bathing at the beach. We understand that this will go on until the 14th of April, and then we also understand that swimming pools have also been closed. This also again will go on until the 14th of April. But earlier on we spoke to some of people that had come to the beach, Tembegile. They were not aware of the message, but when we spoke to them, they show that they were not aware, but they do understand. Let's listen to some of them speaking.
These days it's really hot, and we came here to the beach hoping to swim, or not really swim, but at least it's but we just found out we can't do that, and it's learned because it's a really hot day.
Kind of bummed out, because I mean, as Durbanites, we like swimming. Swimming is a thing for Durbanites, so I feel kind of bummed out. But then also we have to understand the situation that we are facing right now, and we should also not belittle the situation and think that it's not going to happen to our country. We should really pay attention and take the necessary precautions, and also encourage getting tested.
Tuba, I'm quite struck watching some of the picture that you're feeding to us from Durban. There may not be people on the actual beach, but there is still quite a significant number of people moving about, especially on that promenade.
Yes, absolutely, Temegile. You know, this is, especially on Sundays, this is usually the busiest place. That's where people love to come. They usually come to walk on the promenade, as you see. That's what they are doing. But if you compare to other days, this number is nothing compared to other days. But that's what only they are allowed to do, is just to walk on the promenade. We were told that they can sit also just here next to where we're standing, but they're not allowed to go into the beach. And then the police are visible around the area to ensure that people do respect the message and they don't go there. There are also lifeguards who are ensuring that every time when they see people trying to walk into the beach, they talk to those people and tell them that you might not have heard of the message, but this is what has been decided. The beach has been closed, not literally closed, but people are not allowed to go in there until the 14th. They are doing this in trying to curb the spread of coronavirus that is affecting the country and the world.
Well, there's one man, Tuba, who we've seen there walking behind you, who seemingly may not have heard as well that they're not supposed to be gathering on the beach. But I want to talk to you about the feeling or attitude of the law enforcement about the numbers there on the promenade. Are they anxious at all? Is there any sort of rotational sweep, if we can call it that, to make sure that we don't exceed that 100, because it does look quite packed?
It does look like it's packed, Tembegile. We tried to get someone from eThekwini Municipality we were hoping that they were going to talk to us about that, but we couldn't. But when we talked to them, they told us that the instruction from the eThekwini Municipal Mayor, Mkolisi Kaunda, was that people should not go into the water. So in terms of walking, there are no restrictions as long as people are not forming groups that might end up having more than 100 people. But in terms of them walking here, some are jogging as their daily routine along the promenade. But in terms of whether it's that going to cause a health hazard or not, that's what maybe we'll have to confirm with the eThekwini authorities, and maybe understand if that should also require them, the law enforcement agencies, to enforce the law. But for now, it looks like people are adhering to the message that they are not allowed to go into the river, into the sea. That's what the municipality ordered them to.
Tuba Vilana, ENCA reporter, watching movement along the beaches and that promenade in Durban. Thank you so much for now. And Andy, what struck me there in that conversation with Tuba is that people at this stage, majority of them at least, appear to be complying with the instruction to stay away from the beach. But when you look at movement on the promenade, a lot of people aren't going with the advice, as far as social distancing is concerned, to stay at home.
That's been a very prominent message, even though it has not been enforced in the form of a lockdown yet. That certainly has been the message to South Africans, to stay at home. That's certainly not happening in Durban. We understand that there's a lot of tourism that happens in Durban.